Let's now get into the nitty-gritty of how to play the keyboard a more proper way. So before we do that, we're going to review chords in the key of C, because in this class we will be playing in the key of C. And then we will transpose the keyboard to the key that the song is in. So now, let's look at each chord in the key of C on the piano. So the one chord is the C chord, which is every other letter, C, E, G, and it looks like this. The 2 chord starts on the second letter of the C scale, D, and goes every other letter, so that chord is D, F, A, and it looks like this. And as we move forward, the 3 chord starts on E and is every other letter, E, G, B. 4 chord, F, A, C. 5 chord, G, B, D. The 6 chord, A, C, E. The 7 chord, B, D, F. So as we would switch from chords, at this point what we would think is we go from the 1 chord to the 4 chord, or the 1 to the 5, and you see how the keyboard, my hand is moving all around the keyboard. It's having to move a long way, and that's not how keyboard players really play. What they do is they use what are called smooth voice leadings, which means we want to limit the lateral movement of our hand when we play the keyboard. So what we need to do first is we're going to need to look at these charts that we've put together for you and see if we can find a way to move our hand as little as possible. So we're going to look at, in this segment right here, switching from the 1 chord to the 4 chord. So the 1 chord, as we know from our chart up here, is C, E, G. And the 4 chord is F, A, C. So I'm going to write those letters up here, F, A, and C. So now our job is to look at and compare the letters in the piano and in the musical alphabet between the 2 chords and see if they have any in common. C, E, G, and F, A, C. These 2 chords have one note in common. They have the C in common. So when I switch chords, I'm not going to move my C. So the next thing we're going to have to do is we've accounted for our C, and now we have F and A left. So we have to figure out which one of these is the G going to go to an F, is the E going to go to an F, is the G going to go to an A, or the E is going to go to an A. And the goal is to choose the note that is closest to the note we're coming from. So in this case, we're going to have 2 possibilities for each of these chords to switch to. So my C is going to go to C, my E can either go to F or A, and my G can either go to F or A. So let's look at it from here. What's closest to G, F or A? Well, in the musical alphabet, F is 1 below G and A is 1 above it, so we really can't choose yet. It could go to either of these. If we look at E, you notice that F is 1 above and A is like 2 or 3 away. So it's not going to go to A. E is going to go to F, and if this E goes to F, that means G is going to go to A. And then let's look at it on the keyboard. This is what it looks like. Here's C, E, G, and now I notice when I switch to the 4 chord, it's going to go from C to C, so C is not going to move. My E is going to go to F, and my G is going to go to A. So when I go from the 1 chord to the 4 chord, it looks like that. So notice I'm limiting the movement in my hand. So now what you have to do is you're going to go through the same process, and you're going to see if you can find the common tones and create smooth voice leadings. Good luck, and thanks for watching.